everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my August Stats Diversity reading game. So for those people that don't know what it is that I'm talking about, I talked about what I wanted to do in terms of my goals for reading diversely and some other goals that I had for my reading this year in my goals video at the beginning of this year. How many times can I say goals? So I will link that in the description below if you wanted to go and check that out. I will also link the playlist of my reading stats game so you can go and see that and how it all works and all of that. But basically, it is a way that I am trying to keep track of diversifying my reading, making sure that I am in fact diversifying my reading, and also just a fun game that I play to kind of, like I said, keep track of that and to incentivize myself to read diversely. When I say diversely, I do mean diversely in the sense of reading books by BIPOC authors, reading books with LGBTQIA+ rep, reading books with neurodiverse rep, different things like that. But I also do mean reading diversely in terms of the format and the genre and style, and just broadening my horizons a little bit in that regard as well. So I have this board here, and this is where I can track everything and give myself magnets in order to hopefully get prizes when I'm done. So this column, these columns over here are these smiley face columns, and that is where I give myself lines for in each row to meet up with the various things I'm keeping track of. Once I have 3 lines, I then get a magnet down the bottom. Once this entire thing is filled with magnets, this entire bit here is filled with magnets, then I can get a prize out of my prize box, which is this little cute Caticorn prize box. The magnets are in there, that's what that noise is. So I have a bunch of different slips in there with different ideas of prizes that I can give myself once I've filled this section up. This over here is the unhappy, sad face, and we have got a column for BIPOC and a column for LGBTQIA+ rep. Basically, the idea is that every single month I have to read at least one book that was written by a BIPOC author, so that's Black, Indigenous, or person of colour, and I have to have read a book that has LGBTQIA+ rep in it. They can be the same book, but I have to have at least read one for each, and if I don't, I have to remove a magnet. You may notice there are no lines anywhere there. I have managed to make sure that I've read at least one book that features both of those categories every single month, which I kind of feel like is the bare minimum of what I should be doing anyway, which is the whole entire point as to why I have to take off the magnet. But yeah, I'm going to pop that there so I can do the everything. So I can actually play the game. That makes more sense. There is a little bit of housekeeping from last time, so I will link, as I said, the playlist, which includes my June-July video where I do this. So there's a little bit of housekeeping from that, because Kaz from Cats and Camera, who's an absolutely fantastic YouTuber, you should definitely go and check her out, and I will link her in the description below. She commented and said, didn't you have mental health rep as part of that? Because I read Six of Crows in June, and Kaz Brecker has some mobility issues and uses a walking stick, so she thought that I should get a line for that. And also Jasper is bisexual. I'm going to make a video at some point about kind of why I'm doing this and what I think I'm getting out of it, so I will touch a little bit more on what I'm about to say there. But I think one of the things that is done really well in Six of Crows is I didn't even know that Jasper was bi. Had I remembered from the TV show, I probably would have remembered that he has some kind of relationship with a male character in the show, but I didn't remember that. And I think my point is that I didn't realize he was bi, because it's not made a big point of, because that's just who he is. And similarly with Kaz Brecker, although it is mentioned and talked about, it's not like made into a big plot point or anything. So I'm going to give myself an extra line for LGBTQIA+, because Jasper being bi, and I'm going to give myself a line for health, because Kaz has some mobility issues. So We're off to a great start, and that in fact means that I have another 3 lines for LGBTQIA+, so I can have another magnet. Right, let's check out what happened with this month, or August. It's actually technically September, but August books. Alright, so I have my trusty reading journal with all of that information in it, and the first book that I read was Delilah Green Doesn't Care, which is a sapphic romance, so it absolutely has LGBTQIA+ rep, so that is another line there. It is not, however, written by a BIPOC author. No neurodiverse rep in there either. Health, mental and physical health, I would say not really. I mean, there is some stuff touched on, but not really. Australian Aboriginal author, no. It wasn't a translated book. It wasn't a comic. I didn't read it audibly. It is not short or written verse. It is not out of my comfort zone. Didn't fit the buzzword. Finished TBR comes at the end. I am thinking I might move the buzzword one, but anyway, that's for another time. Alright, Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I don't think fits any of these actually. So Ruth Ware is not a BIPOC author. There is no LGBTQIA+ rep, no neurodiverse rep. Health? I don't think so, no. Australian Aboriginal, no. Translated, no. Not a comic. Didn't listen to it audibly. Is not a short story or verse. Not out of my comfort zone. Not buzzword. And yeah. TBR. We do at the end, like I keep saying. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides is the next one, and it does not fit any of those. Oh no, that's totally not true. It definitely has some mental health rep. I don't think it's great rep though, so should I count that or not? Example of how not to write about mental health rep? I mean, the whole book is about mental health, so I'm going to keep it, but let me know in the comments below if you think I should keep that, because it's not amazing mental health rep. Gallant is the next book by V.E. Schwab. They're not a BIPOC author. LGBTQIA+, I would say no. Neurodiverse, no, I don't think so. No, not health, it's all supernatural. Not Australian Aboriginal, etc. None of those are correct for that either. Doesn't get any lines there either. Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. Nope, none of those either. Terra Nullius by Claire G. Coleman. Claire G. Coleman is an Australian Aboriginal author, so that gets me 1 for BIPOC. No LGBTQIA+ rep. Not neurodiverse. I don't think it really deals with health very much, really. Touches on some stuff, but don't think so. Australian Aboriginal author, yes. And the rest doesn't apply there either, but I did get a line for Australian Aboriginal author, which gives me another magnet because I got 3 lines there, which is good because I really want to read more Australian Aboriginal authors, and I've only read 3 this year. That's a magnet there. Then we have The Love Hypothesis, which doesn't fit into any of those either. Graceling, which doesn't fit into any of those either. And Homeland, which I don't believe fits into any of those either. No, it doesn't. But still, I did have 1 for BIPOC and 1 for LGBTQIA+. So I don't have to worry about that. And I gave myself my magnets already. So that's very exciting. We're slowly filling up this area. I'll be able to get myself a prize hopefully by the end of this year. But yeah, that was my game, my stats diverse game. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this game, what you thought of this round, any suggestions on anything. I would love to know all of that. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me something that signifies stats. and in emoji form. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.